Okay, wonderful. All right, welcome back, everyone. This was the very special interview that we've been talking about. We're talking about CBD studies. We're talking cannabis oil studies. And usually in the world today, and especially in Alabama, when you hear anyone talk about marijuana use, whether it be medical, recreation, whatever, we are talking about medical use only right now. We're not up here trying to push marijuana for any other reason other than medical. And I guarantee you, if many of you had children that it could be helpful for, you'd be taking a different look at this and a different perspective. Jody Mitchell, her son Robert up here. Gena, nice to have you with us. Your last name is?
Dalton.
Dalton, that's right. And you are actually a co-worker of Joseph, so he's up here for some moral support too. Jody, tell me a little bit about Robert.
Well, Robert is 11 years old. He has severe epilepsy due to a stroke he had before he was born. Yes, Mom's talking about you. He is typical to where he, just like any other child, understands what's going on, understands when I'm talking about him, but every day his brain betrays him all day long.
Now, as far as dealing with seizures that you have, has this been something since he's been born? Or
yes, ma'am.
So
yes,
you have, first of all, I have to say wow to you. I mean, because we have a 3-year-old running around here that's hard enough to keep up with and take care of. I mean, how in the world do you manage? And you take care of your mother as well, I understand.
My mother-in-law, yes.
Your
my mother-in-law has Alzheimer's, who could also benefit from medical marijuana.
So you've got like a double whammy here.
Yes, well, when Robert was born, we had 1 in high school and 2 in middle school.
Okay.
So he was born to have to go. We had stuff to do. So his stuff to do was just put into the middle of everything else. That
You make it work.
You have to.
The whole family makes it work.
You have to.
And you're still a whole family.
Still a whole family. I mean, my 3 oldest are all living back in the New Orleans area, going to college and working. But
Have to say hi to Daddy in New Orleans this morning.
yeah, Mom and Dad.
Louisiana, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is the biggest scare that everybody has with getting this oil approved? I mean, it's not like you're making your children high. It's obviously, and Gena, I'm sorry, you have a daughter that also, we have some photos of her.
Yes.
Also,
my daughter's Charlotte, typical 3-year-old, just like your granddaughter, and she has a grand mal tonic-clonic seizure every 7 days.
So every 7 days you're watching a seizure?
Every 7 days. And on a daily basis, she'll have about 10 what's called drop seizures, where she'll just hit the floor. Other than the seizures, she's a typical little 3-year-old for however long we have that for.
Right.
It's only a matter of time before the seizures will take over. We've been told with Dravet syndrome, she could possibly lose her ability to walk, talk, feed herself. She could be in a wheelchair on a feeding tube, and that
so it's a life-threatening.
Yeah, it's life-threatening
situation.
Catastrophic epilepsy. Yeah.
We have a photo, and actually we had some video of Robert where you actually have him in a helmet and he's walking around. We're actually not going to show the video this morning, but I do have a picture sequence that I want to share with you. Here he is. He's walking around, playing normally in your household, and all of a sudden someone's sitting on the couch and they see him just splat. He hits the ground hard, and that is the reason for the helmet, which a lot of people may make fun of or say you shouldn't do that, but this saves his life.
Well, and actually this helmet is a medical grade helmet. He broke his nose 10 times in a medical grade helmet. We had to move to a hockey helmet.
Wow.
With a full face guard to suspend his face when he goes down.
Now, you did say, Gloria, I'm going to bring Robert up here. Now, there is a possibility if he has a seizure, everyone just remain calm. How many times a day does he have a seizure?
Well, we got him up at about 5 o'clock to get here, and we've had 2 since he's been in here, and 1 on the way here.
I saw sitting over there.
Yes.
And as long as everyone's calm around him, it helps him?
Well, it just helps everyone to be calm. It's very difficult to watch a child have a seizure and not flip out about it. I mean, I flip out on the inside, but I can't do that. I have to be calm for him. And it's just better for everybody to watch, see. That way, if you're ever around the situation again, you know what to do.
So if ever you're somewhere, don't panic, don't scream. I mean, imagine what the child, he's going to hear your reaction because he can still hear you.
Oh, yeah, he can hear.
During the seizures.
Some seizures you have consciousness, some you don't. It just depends on the child. It depends on the person. And it just depends on the seizure. Some seizures you're still aware, some you aren't.
I think I have a couple photos, Brad, if you can show them, where he's being a little silly with you, grabbing you around the nose. So, he plays with you. You have fun.
Yeah.
He's a regular little boy.
Oh yes, that's the one thing people need to understand. Children with special needs, they are regular children.
They're so loving.
A lot of children are just trapped in the physical bodies that don't allow them to do what they want to do.
What is it that people in Alabama can help you ladies with as far as getting this oil approved?
Support.
Just, is that it? Just simple support?
Writing your legislator.
Contacting your contacting
your
them, writing letters?
senators, representatives, and telling them this is something you support, because right now that's probably our biggest hurdle when we're talking with our state legislators and state senators, or there's our what's the word they always use, our people that vote for us. You know, this is not something that they're interested in. This is not something that they're going to support. And you know, we have tons of friends and family among all of the moms here locally.
These stories are numerous.
Yeah.
I mean, you can Google it, and it's just thousands of them.
Yeah.
And not only for children, but also like your mother's Alzheimer's
It's for
patient.
adults also. There are people who need this as much, if not more, sometimes than our children.
Right.
You have conditions like Alzheimer's, cancer, Crohn's disease, which is colitis.
PTSD.
PTSD is huge. I mean, we have 22 military members killing themselves daily in the United States of America, and a lot of it is overdose of the prescription medications they are given. Just recently, we had a bill passed in the Senate and for the U.S. that veterans can now legally use medical marijuana if they are in legal states and legal conditions and still get their benefits.
Wow.
That was horrible, that you have a medication that can help you, that you aren't bogged down and drugged out, but you can't use it or we won't give you your benefits.
No, we'll give you something else.
Fighting for our country.
Right.
That's just not fair.
No, it's
that's
not
just
at all.
fair.
There's a lot of things with our veterans these days that are so
that are
unfair.
very not fair.
Yes, I agree. Well, if anyone sees any petitions going around, sign them. Urge you to contact your legislators and say, look, this is something we need. You know, it's really sad until one of them have a child or a loved one that goes through this, that they'll finally understand what you're doing. I mean, I don't have that situation, but just seeing it. But yet I have a mother who's now brain cancer and everything else, and if it could help her, my goodness, it's a no-brainer.
There is studies shown that with brain cancer, the tumors can be lessened with, and it's not just CBD. THC and THCA are very important components, especially with epilepsy. Not everyone needs them, just like not everyone needs the extended release of a specific medication. But sometimes it is necessary. It is necessary to boost the CBD. CBD is extremely natural. It comes from a plant. As the gentleman said earlier, God made the seed. There is a need. Our brains have cannabinoid receptors in them. The reason you cannot overdose on marijuana is because it's not in the back of the brain. Cannabinoid receptors are all over your brain except for where your functions. That's why you cannot overdose on it.
How much research have you done this as a mother with a child who you have to daily go through this situation, both of you? I mean, you know your stuff. I'm sure you've been thrown all the questions saying you're ridiculous. That's crazy. You just want to get high. You just want to keep the kids, you know, still. What do you say to people when they talk to you like that?
At 2 days old, Robert was put on phenobarbital, liquid phenobarbital. It's a half a shot of whiskey 3 times a day.
Wow.
At 3 days old.
My daughter had a 45-minute seizure, and I was like, after her seizure, they gave her multiple doses of Valium, multiple doses of Ativan to stop the seizure, and now she takes Valium on a pretty regular basis. And so that's another misconception. I think people, oh, well, you know, there's groups of moms and families. I wouldn't even give my daughter a Tylenol if she was hurting, but
because we're
having to give them Valium.
You know, we sit here, excuse me, we sit here and we're like, don't give her too much, don't give Maddie too much candy. You guys are being over-medicated with stuff that causes so many more different problems that, I mean, I just can't imagine a daily routine.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
I kept up with this when the Alabama Senate had a vote last month.
Which is scary.
A guy, and I don't know this guy, named Jabbo Wagner.
It's okay, Robert.
Who has been in, I want to say, down there 40-something years and is over the bills that get into the House to pass, says the medical marijuana thing. This is Alabama. We don't need this. The guy's 80-something years old.
Stuck in his
He
face.
determines, and y'all know more about this than I do, Is that correct? He says the state of Alabama doesn't need this.
He has.
Who is he to decide what is right for someone like this?
Well, we are the state of Alabama. We need this.
If we need this.
We need this.
But did he not say that?
He made it very clear that, in that we were not ready for this. We don't need this.
That's the problem with this great state of Alabama, is you got too many people down there who have been there forever trying to tell the rest of us how we should be living.
Yes.
And that's what Roy was talking about, freedom of choice. You know, everyone has the choice.
I mean, I was all over it. I mean, that's just, you know, the state of Alabama needs to legalize marijuana sales and everything. That's point blank the way it needs to be.
Well, maybe if there's people out there that not only, you know, maybe they don't have a child, or they don't know a child such as Robert, but maybe they know an Alzheimer's patient, or someone with cancer, autistic, Down syndrome, you know, anything that it may be able to help with.
I don't know if you brought this up, but when my dad had leukemia and he passed away 3 years ago, they prescribed him marijuana pills
to help his appetite.
Yes.
So if they can do that, why can't they do that?
What's the hypocrisy there, right? THC.
Where's the fine line?
Right.
Where's the fine line?
Yeah.
Well, my child seizing 20 times a day is my fine line. It's time. Now, I'm lucky. My child got to be part of the UAB's CBD
Let's talk
study.
about that quickly. How has he done since he has been involved in the study? What changes do you notice?
I have noticed he has one specific seizure that's very small. He has about 500 a day.
500 seizures per day.
That's just one specific seizure. He has 5 different types of seizures that he has daily. And we had noticed with the CBD, those aren't there. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't hurt yourself.
He's a boy. He's a boy. But
it's okay.
It's a facial tic that he does like this all the time. If you've noticed, that hasn't happened at all.
I mean, he literally was sitting over there and had two seizures. I watched. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And he's still awake and still ready to rock and roll.
And Robert knows we're talking about
there are good things to be had with the CBD study. FDA did put some restrictions that were not already in for Carly's law and restricted some things. Different diagnoses are being restricted for the open access study. And they're trying to do a double-blind study for Lennox-Gastaut syndrome and Dravet syndrome.
What is your daily routine?
Patients.
What is your daily routine?
I wake up at 5 o'clock pretty much every morning. I get up, I try to get a cup of coffee, get the dog out the door, and then start getting mother-in-law and Robert ready for the day. I try to get awake an hour and a half ahead of them to stay 2 hours behind them all day. So there is no daily routine. They say what the day will bring. Robert has a really big seizure one morning, the whole house shuts down. No one goes anywhere. If I need something, I'm going to have to call somebody to bring it in because I just can't
thank God for all those people around you that are available.
We are very blessed.
We
have a huge support system in Decatur, Alabama.
Huge. Thank you, Decatur. Way to go. All right, anything you guys can do out there that's watching, you know, spread this around on Facebook, circulate the interview, send it out to relatives, anybody that knows or will write a letter, send it to them. Anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Just please help us and support us. We are not the only people that need this medication. People all over Alabama can use and benefit from medical marijuana.
A lot of security clearances here. I've had people come up to me and say, I'd love to support you, could use this too, but because of the nature of my work, where I'm at and what I do, I can't.
Can't come out publicly and do it. Oh, that's a shame. Well, if there ever comes a vote in Alabama, I hope everybody will vote for it because it is definitely needed. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us. Robert, thank you, Robert. Say bye, Robert.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're out of here for today. Keep them in your prayers, too. Bye-bye.